Oh, okay, here we go. So this is a crazy Charlie-like thing. We're gonna tie some different stuff today, I'll tell ya. I'm going to Ontario, which I'm super pumped about. And I gotta tie according to Ontario. So I was looking at a bunch of different stuff, and this kind of came, Crazy Charlies came around, and I'm like, man, Crazy Charlies are pretty dope, man. Like, I snag on the bottom a lot and things, and you know, Crazy Charlies kind of sit nice in the water. You know how it goes. So we're gonna tie up some Crazy Charlies that kind of appear to be like crayfish, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna catch me a lot. It's gonna be dope. So stay tuned for that. You get to see these flies in action, you know. But crazy. Going to Ontario. I'm in Alberta right now. So. And Alberta sucks because the winter never ends, and then when it does, you're like, well, now it's spring and there's nothing really to do either, so it just kind of throws you for a loop. Alright. Gonna do this one nice and quick times for you. So I've been looking a lot at saltwater flies because saltwater flies, they're just so nice. I don't know if you guys just go with the typical patterns or what you're doing. I personally like the variety. I think fish start seeing the same thing thrown at them all the time, and I don't know. If I was a fish, I'd probably put anything in my mouth just to see what it was, because fish don't have hands, so I'm sure they're curious. So I think saltwater patterns are just clever, so I use them. Right now I'm just getting some flash here. I'm going to put it, the flash is going to kind of be my tentacle thingies. I don't know what those things are called. Probably too much coffee today, so I'm a little bit out of sorts. But dudes, for real, if you're not going on like Google Images and just like, I don't know, I just like save a lot of pictures of flies and stuff. Like, oh, if you look at like my camera roll, it's just like all flies, and like it's so dope to do that because it gives you so many great ideas of what you can do next, and you can like kind of review it. So you go through, you see what you like, and then you can kind of decide after that. You know, you can put some flies together. Sometimes you'll look at a fly and then you'll see another fly and you're like, oh, I could totally pair that up with this and do stuff. Yeah. I like Alberta. It's a nice place to be. But I miss bass, and going back to Ontario is going to give me an amazing opportunity to catch a ton of bass, and bass are going to go crazy for this. You know what I'm saying? I miss that feeling of like bass thumbs. You ever get that where you catch like a ton of bass and you are always like putting your fingers in their mouths to get the hook out, and you're holding them by the mouth and stuff, and they have those little teeth, and they like kind of chew up the skin on your thumb, and you go home and you feel how rough your thumb is, and it kind of it's like a gauge on how much bass you caught, how bass thummy your thumbs are. Okay, so this is a kind of an unnecessary step, really. I'm kind of doing this because it just kind of makes the fly look nicer, but I don't think it's going to affect the fly's performance because I don't think the fish are actually going to be able to see this. So you can do this part pretty quick. I'm just going to wrap some dubbing around the body just to kind of bulk it up a little bit, but like the fish aren't really going to see the body all that much, as you'll see when we finish the video. And I'm going to dunk this sucker in water so you can see it. I don't even know how that's going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ooh. I'm going to get her real nice and bulky though. So I don't know if you've ever seen the Game Changer fly. Oh my goodness, it's sexy. I bought some tying gear for that particular fly today. I can't wait to get into that thing because it looks so good. Yeah, flies are so expensive, man. Whoever's buying their flies and not tying their own flies, man, what do you do for a living? Must be a millionaire. It's expensive just to buy the gear to do the flies. Anyway, this is some hackle strands of sorts. I'm gonna tie them on to the sides. I like doing them one by one just to make sure they're where I want them to be. Beauty. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust this slightly. Make sure these are kind of equal. So these will be the claw parts of the crayfish. Brings a whole new meaning to Cray, Z Charlie, eh? Is that what it's all about? Alright, so now I like to flip, I don't know, I bought like a swivel vise, the one that can swivel around, but I still like to flip it the other way. I don't know why. It's the last step anyway. Alright, just a little bit of marabou to finish her off and then we're done. Less is definitely more. Just on the underside. Okay, that's it. Guess we'll call this one the Crazy Charlie Crayfish. Is it fair? Sweet. Tie some.
Let's fish.